afternoon. I'm Superintendent Bill Furbush, and I'm very excited today to share with you our next Out of the Blue Compass News. Here with me today, I have our principals from the EES building, and I have lots of students here from 4th and 5th grade who are going to share with us their work-study practices, experience, and recognition. And we're going to learn a little bit about what those work-study practices are, why they're important to our district, and why it's important for us to help educate our students what these skills are. And lastly, the students are going to get to share their great experience and why they were recognized today for the first group of work-study practices. So, first off, I would like you to introduce yourselves. May we start right here? Just say your name and what grade you're in.
Hello, I'm Penelope and I'm in 5th grade.
Hi, I'm Natalie and I'm in 4th grade.
Hi, I'm Madison and I'm in 4th grade.
Hello, I'm Ollie and I'm in 5th grade.
Hello, I'm Holden and I'm in 4th grade.
Hi, I'm Lyla and I'm in 4th grade.
Hi, I'm Gabriella and I'm in 5th grade.
Hi, my name is Delia and I'm in 4th grade.
And our building administrators.
And I am Miss Murphy.
And I'm Miss Lizier.
Well, thank you all for coming today. I really like to share with our community all the great things that are happening. And this is something that is new to us this year. And I welcome you to come here and have this conversation with me. The first part of the conversation, though, I'm going to turn to our administrators and ask, why are the work-study practices important to us? And how are we implementing them in our building this year? And before you start, I just want to give a brief history. We call this the Compass News. You've probably seen our school compass, where in that compass we have 4 arrows that outline the work-study practices. And we have identified them as very important for our students to be successful in life when they graduate. And these are skills that we really want to instill in all of our students. And so because we've done that work, I've tasked and worked with our building administrators to say, what's that next step to ensure that our students actually have opportunities to develop these skills? So please tell me what you're doing this year to help students learn these skills.
Miss Murphy, is that all right if I go?
Go ahead.
All right. So Miss Murphy and I like to demonstrate the work-study practice of collaboration a lot. We're always working together. So we know that these are really good habits for all humans to have. Collaboration, communication, self-direction, and innovation. And it's not something that you're ever going to be perfect at, but it's something that we want to help students grow in, and as grown-ups, we like to grow in these areas as well. Because if you can demonstrate these work-study practices, you can be successful in anything. But it's sometimes really tricky to know when we're doing it right. We might be trying and trying every day. We might not know what collaboration looks like or self-direction looks like. So Miss Murphy and I thought, what a perfect time at morning meeting, our whole school morning meeting, to recognize students that aren't perfect in the work-study practices, because nobody's perfect, but are showing growth in them. And letting all the other students know why we're recognizing you, so that they maybe can copy you off of that or have their own ideas. So we're trying to have all our students help us as a school, as an Epping community, to demonstrate growth in our work-study practices. And that's what our assembly was yesterday, our whole school morning meeting, and then recognizing everybody in their growth within these areas.
Yeah,
Ms.
and
Murphy?
I'll just add that we did have people from grades pre-K all the way up to 5th grade who were nominated for those work-study practices. We have our leaders here in the building, our older students here to join us. So it was wonderful to see, and I think it was really helpful for the younger kids to hear how the older kids are still practicing some of these things and knowing that we're all works in progress and we're all figuring it out as we go.
What a great way to introduce the work-study practices, and I'm so glad that you reminded everyone it is not just here in this building, but it is district-wide that we're working on work-study practices. That means all of our older students, 6 through 12, are also working on these and learning what they are, and they're collecting their own evidence around what that means to demonstrate these work-study practices as well. And also, we've connected it to our student conferences as well, which is a new initiative that we've been working on. So you take that self-direction and student ownership for your work. You're going to be talking about some goal setting at your conferences coming up, and you're going to be talking at the end of the year for that second conference day of some of those evidence of meeting work-study practices and other characteristics that are in that compass. So thank you all for making this available for our students and recognizing, now the fun part, recognizing our students for doing such great things. I want to learn what these great stories are. So we don't have to go in a circle, but I want each of you to have an opportunity to tell me what work-study practice you were recognized for and why you were recognized for it. What was the evidence why did you get recognized by your teachers for that work-study practice? Who would like to go first and tell me what work-study practice were you recognized for?
I was nominated for collaboration.
Tell me why. What did you do that exemplified collaboration?
I tell my other students and help them if they're confused on the assignment.
Wow, that is really nice of you to support your classmates. We all need that collaboration and help at times. Thank you so much for doing that. Who else would like to share?
I got nominated for communication because in my class I always help my friends and I always talk with them and ask them what they needed help with, and I try my best to help them.
Thank you so much, and I bet you your friends are very thankful that you communicate well and help them as well. Who's next?
I got nominated for collaboration because I work really well with my friends.
Thank you so much, and a lot of collaboration. How about over here?
My name is Ollie, and I am for the work study practice, self-direction, and because I read the morning schedule every morning without my teacher having to tell me to.
And I love that example that you're sharing, because when we read that to the whole school, other kids can be like, you know what, that's something that I can do. So you're helping not only yourself, but you're helping all your friends here at Epping.
Yes, they all learned by you
Yeah.
guys being examples
That's
and
really
role
cool.
models for them, and that's part of the sharing is one, to recognize the great things that you're doing, which you deserve, but two, is to help educate your classmates what that means and what we're looking for and what are those expectations and how do I meet those. We have a few more stories that haven't shared yet. Who would like to go?
I got collaboration because whenever we were given an assignment and we're in like small groups, I make sure that we stay on task and we don't goof off so we can get it done.
And as I said earlier, I need people like that in my group sometimes too, because we all have different strengths, and sometimes we have idea people, we have people who are great being organized and helping motivate others. So thank you so much for that. Who haven't we heard from?
I got nominated for self-direction because I'm not afraid to ask for help and I take care of our classroom.
You know, having courage to ask for help is one great thing that I think oftentimes everyone thinks we should know all the answers and know how to do it. So thank you for being an example for your peers as well and having that courage to ask for help when you need it. I think that's a great example. Who hasn't gone yet? Yes, I thought so.
I got nominated for self-direction because when we take back the trays in our classroom, I always make small groups to help me, and I always get my work done because I don't goof off.
Oh, very good. And again, thanks for being a role model.
I was nominated for collaboration because I have a friend in my class who has a disability and I was really patient with him.
I hear a lot of great stories. There's no one we missed, right? We got everyone?
I think we got everyone.
Good.
Yeah.
I have another question for you, and not everyone has to answer, but how did it feel to get recognized for this great work and effort that you're putting forth? What was your initial... Oh, everyone wants to go. Ollie, I saw your hand first.
Well, I was very surprised when they said my name. I'm like, it could be me. When they said he in Ms. Galvin's class, I'm like, is it me? And then when they call me, I'm like, it's me. So I stand up.
And then they read the recognition, why you were recognized as well. And
Yeah.
you got to learn for the first time why you were recognized as well. So surprise, what else did we feel? What are some of the other emotions you might have felt?
It made me feel very excited for being a role model for all the lower grades to show them that they can do it too.
I know, and you guys are doing a great job of being role models and examples for the younger students. So thank you for that. I saw a lot of hands, so we have time to share.
When I got picked, I was very surprised because there are a bunch of other great role models in my class, and felt like I was setting a good example for everyone else in the school.
Well, I'm glad that there's so many others. Maybe they'll get recognized in future morning meetings and
Yeah,
assemblies.
we didn't say that at the beginning. We're going to do this almost every month, so there'll be more.
All right, who else wishes to share?
At first, when they said Mrs. Nelson's class, like finally said 4th grade, I was surprised when they said she, because there's not many girls in my class. And when they said Mad, I knew it was probably going to be me, because no one else has Mad in her name. Well, in the start of their name, of course.
Very nice. I'm seeing a theme here of how you're feeling.
I felt pretty surprised too because there's other people in my class that collaborate really well with other people also.
It
So
seems
I
like it's a skill that has been taught in your classroom then.
Yeah, so I was really surprised that I got picked.
Oh, yes.
I felt pretty proud of myself and also kind of excited because there's a lot of people in my class who do the work study practices, and they do great at it because a lot of the times they do it pretty much every day. So I was pretty excited.
Nice. Yes, and then you go last, okay?
I was really excited and really surprised because me and my friend were talking about, we have a lot of good kids in our class, we're like, who could it be? And we picked out like a few kids that are really nice. And then they said Mrs. Lewis's class, and then they said she, and I got really like, oh my God, who could it be? And then as they said my name, I was like, what?
Sounds like you all had this anticipation, like you're like, who is it, who is it? And there's the other thing I keep hearing is how you all have such great role models, not just yourselves in your classrooms, but it's really, I'm proud to hear that you have so many other students that are exemplifying these traits as well. How did you feel?
I was very surprised and kind of like, just like excited because I have a big amount of people that do the work study practices.
Good. I love all the stories that you shared, and I'm so proud of the building for taking this on. We want to make sure that everyone understands what that compass is, and it takes time. And it takes time to learn what those things are. And so this is just the first step, and I want to say I'm so thankful that you are the first group of 4th and 5th graders that got to share their story and share that with us. One last question. How did your parents feel when you went home? What was their reactions when you went home?
So when I got into the car, I was telling my mom about how good the day was. I hadn't mentioned that I had an award. And then she was like, it must have been good since you got an award. I'm like, oh yeah, you should have told me that I was gonna get an award. And she's like, the message came to me while you're at school. I'm like, what? And so I showed her the award in my backpack when we got home, and she's like, oh my God, I'm so happy for you. And so then this morning, she told me that I'm gonna be on TV doing this.
Yeah.
I'm like, okay.
All kinds of recognition, huh? So you weren't going to tell your mom, but she knew anyways. Nice.
Yeah, Mrs. Lizier and Miss Murphy were sneaky. We made sure to send emails.
Other
during the
parent
day.
stories when you told them.
When I got in when my parents picked me up from rec, my mom was like, good job, sweetie. And I'm like, what? And then I'm like, and then she's like, we're getting the award. And then she was like, how did that make you feel? And I said, it made me feel really great for those younger grades that look up to the older.
Know who else it made feel really good? Mom and Dad, too. They felt...
And my sister said she was crying, that she was so happy for me.
What grade
Oh.
is she in?
2nd grade.
Oh my
Oh,
goodness,
very
that's
nice.
wonderful.
A few other share
second.
stories?
When I forgot to tell my parents because we were in the car and then I have a stepmom and two stepsisters. So we were talking, and then it just popped into my head that I got recognized. So I told my dad, and he got really excited, and I told my stepmom too, and I told like everyone there except my brother. He was in his room.
Oh, wow.
But then I got home to my mom, and then she got even more excited. So that made me feel good too, that they were kind of happy. Made me feel even more proud of myself.
That's awesome that you got to share with your whole family, and they're proud of you too. Other stories? I saw some more hands.
So when I first got in the car from recreation, my mom thought I was in trouble.
Oh no.
Because she got a message from the principal.
Had she not listened to the message yet?
And then I told her that I was nominated for collaboration, and she was so surprised. And I showed her the paper, and then she was like freaking out.
Well, you just eased all of her anxiety because she doesn't know why the principal was calling at that point. So that was great that you got to share the news first with her.
Well, I didn't see my parents at first because my mom was still at work, so my grandma picked me up from school. And we were just talking about how my day was, and then it just popped in my head. So I had to explain it to her because she didn't really understand. And she was kind of surprised, but then she was like, I don't know how to explain it.
Proud?
Kind of. Some way of that.
Sometimes it's hard to
Yeah.
figure that out. I'm sure it was proud.
Yeah. All right. The last couple of ones. That's you.
So when I got off the bus, I have like a 2-minute walk to my house.
Okay.
So I walked to my house, and usually when I go to my house, I say, "I'm here, Mom," and she's like, "How was the award?" I'm like, you know about that?" And she was like, "Of course I know about that. At first I thought you were in trouble because, you don't usually get in trouble." So I was really surprised that I got a message from the principal. And she was like, "Oh yeah, I knew about it. It got sent like 20 minutes ago." I'm like, 20 minutes ago? I was very surprised.
What a great story. Last two.
Well, I forgot about it too, and like, so I got home, and then like, my mom is like, you got an award, and I'm like, you know about it, kind of like her, like, I'm like, you know about it already, so I'm like, yeah, I got an award, and I explained to her, like, for the self-direction.
Perfect. Last one.
So my mom didn't know about it. But she did get an email, and so it wasn't later until I got home. It wasn't like right when I got home that I told her. It was like a little bit after. So she was asking about my day because she wasn't home. She was at work still. Then I was like, something really great happened. And then I told her that I got an award, and she was really surprised. And I showed her the reward, and then she made me take a picture, like always.
Yes.
So many pictures.
Well, did we forget anyone? I got everyone? I want to thank you again for, I'm proud of what you're doing and the work that's being done here and sending home great news to your families. They love to hear that, and I cannot thank you enough for being those role models and sharing that with your peers and younger classmates so that they can learn what those expectations are too. Do you have any other thoughts or questions you wanted to share? No? Well, thank you again, guys. It was so exciting to have this conversation with you. I want to wish you a great day, and I want to say thank you for watching, and until the next episode of Out of the Blue News.